Hey folks, this week Alex ran Interstitial 2E, a great tabletop RPG that's crowdfunding on Kickstarter right now. Check out the links below. We now join the recording in progress.
Okay, so we are obviously playing Interstitial Second Edition today. I'll just go ahead and read off of the opening paragraph in the PDF here. This is a game about hopping from world to world, fighting monsters, and making friends along the way. Interstitial focuses on friendships, romantic relationships, teachers, siblings, enemies, and rivals. Relationships come in many forms, but they make your character who they are. These make up the 4 stats: light, dark, mastery, and heart. So basically, Interstitial is a game by Riley Hopkins.
It's Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, the original version came out a while back, like 2019 maybe, I think. And yeah, it's heavily inspired by like Kingdom Hearts is like the definite thing. But also stuff like Persona, like anything where like that has a big social mechanic. But like Kingdom Hearts is the main thing because the whole point of Interstitial is that like a sort of a big crossover style game where you can take characters that exist in other pieces of media that are copyrighted and then use them yourself as your own versions of those characters. In the same way that Kingdom Hearts is all about like, yeah, the whole Disney and Final Fantasy mashup. So, the big part, the big mechanic in Interstitial, like it said in the opening paragraph, is the link system, which basically represents the like relationships that you have with other people. Which in Interstitial, and especially in this edition, sort of act as a currency and also as your stats. You can use it to improve your rolls, to accomplish certain moves. And also, yeah, it's in second edition specifically, your links are directly tied to your stats. So the more relationships you've built with other people, the higher your stats are in whatever category those relationships fall under. So we'll go more in depth into like what the different relationships are, like the different types of links and how they affect you and stuff like that in a minute. But yeah, that's basically it. It's on Kickstarter right now. I think it's really cool. I've wanted to play it for a long time. So if you guys are ready, we can go ahead and sort of jump in and then go over your characters and stuff in a minute here. So we all good? Everybody's sold all the cars they need to? Onslaught just sold a car.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before you started
aware.
Yeah, like 15 minutes before we were supposed to play, a guy shows up to my front door and is like, "Hey, you can sell that car in the backyard?" I'm like, 300, take it or leave it.
That's Pennsylvania things.
And then I had to be like, "So do you want to do this legit or like you just want to take it?"
Okay,
right.
I have put the character sheet in the chat just in case.
Okay.
And I will also link a picture because. Okay.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll go over that in a second. So, the 3 of you are currently sitting in a dark room. It's lit by the glow of a single candle, and sitting in front of you, across from a weathered oak table, there is a wizened old man. He's wearing sort of a purple cloak. He's got a long gray beard, and he sort of looks over the 3 of you. He starts to speak, and he says, "Do you know evil? You must, or else you would not be here. I can see in each of your eyes that you have faced great darkness in your time. But there is no darkness greater than this. For once, every 100 years, the Lord of Evil himself will return to menace humanity with his army of the night. Do you know of whom I speak? Yes, Vlad Tepesh, Count Dracula, the vampire lord who every century is fated to rise from the dead, along with his dark fortress. And that is when lightning flashes and illuminates the room from outside. And you just see the title screen pop up. It says, Castlevania.
Okay, wait a minute. This is just the OSR game that the OSR Flailsnails game that I played in grad school.
You can all make comments shortly.
Okay, but that was not an in-character.
It is written that only a descendant of the clan of Belmont can defeat Dracula. And so it has been for countless centuries. Castlevania rises from the mists, and a Belmont rises in turn to scale its dastardly heights and vanquish evil for another 100 years. And so it is again. The signs are clear and can mean only one thing. Dracula has returned, and the world is once more in peril. However, there has been a slight hiccup. The fated Belmont, he who had trained his whole life for this very day, has suffered an unfortunate accident. All seemed lost, for without a Belmont, how could humanity hope to defend itself against Dracula's dark power? But lo, in our darkest day we have been saved, for we have discovered you three, distant relations of the Belmont bloodline, who hold the power in your veins to destroy evil and save the land. And so that is when, sorry, that was hard to do. That is when the camera pans over, and who is sitting at the table?
So this is, there's a young woman, about 29. She's huge. She is about, I have to look it up again. Hang on, I'm sorry.
Like 6'7", right?
Yeah. She's about 6'7" tall, and she's like built also. She looks like, I mean, I linked a picture, so she's like, and she's wearing a blue tunic with a white hood, and that's over top of a chainmail shirt, blue skirt. You can see that she's got two tattoos on either side of her neck, and there's a tattoo on her upper thigh that you can barely see, and she's got a huge axe. And she's just sort of sitting there with her arms folded, looking really confused, like... And she's got silver gray hair that's sort of, with an undercut that's shaved on one side, and the other side is, like, really long. She's
okay, and that person's name is?
Moonbreda. You can call her Moony or Moon for short.
Okay, and Moonbreda is a character from
Final Fantasy 14.
Okay, awesome. Who else? Who wants to go next? Who's sitting next to Moonbreda?
So there's a Klingon wearing the TNG yellow security officer uniform. He has a bandolier, long black hair, and he says, "My name is Commander Worf, security officer of the USS Enterprise, NCC 1701D. I have detailed recollections and notes about my family history, and I do not recall a Clan Belmont anywhere in them."
Isn't the Enterprise Sid's ship?
The what?
No, she says that in character. She says,
doesn't care.
"Isn't the Enterprise Sid's ship?"
No, I serve under Commander... I almost said Commander Shepard, which is wrong.
That'd
be a pretty funny Mass Effect playthrough, actually.
Just gonna write down some notes for the next interstitial game really quickly.
I serve under Commander Jean-Luc Picard. Is he captain? I don't fucking know Star Trek.
It's Captain Jean-Luc Picard, and she's sort of looking at it, she's like, "Are you a part Al-Ra?" Actually, sorry, that's a rude question, never mind.
You can't just ask someone if they're Al-Ra.
Yeah, you really can't. It's just a bit of a rude there.
Jim, who was the last person sitting at the table?
Picture, if you will, a turtle with the tail of a squirrel, and it's blue. I'm Squirtle.
You just made Teal leave.
Oops. Yeah, I've got a bandana around my neck. I'm from Pokemon Mystery Dungeons, basically the idea. So I'm like human who turned into a Squirtle. And I've got my bag of tricks, Georocks, and stuff to throw, and...
You said you're a... I'm sorry. You said you're a what? A Squirtle?
Squirtle.
There's a Squirtle. Okay. Okay.
So the old man says, yes, I can clearly see the family resemblance in the three of you. So do each of you really quick just want to go over, like, I guess we can start with Teal again, like, just what your character's deal is briefly, and also how you think you ended up in the current scenario. Because I think it's pretty clear, unless you think that you probably are not actually descendants of the Belmont bloodline.
Is dead. For one thing.
What was that? Sorry, you cut out for a sec.
She is dead.
She's dead. Okay, great start.
Basically she was, her universe is sort of equivalent of, like, a theoretical physicist. Well, no, actually not a theoretical physicist. She was actually an engineer. And what she specifically, her specialty was effectively transporters, like Star Trek transporters, except that their transporters actually use the afterlife as their transport medium.
Fascinating.
And what happened to her is that an immortal jerkbag of darkness, she's used to people going on about the darkness, attacked her friends and her not quite fiancé. It's complicated. And she'd actually been working on a way to kill this immortal guy. And these guys, if you killed them, they would just pop back. But she'd been using her expertise on etherites, ether magic, and teleportation magic to figure out a way to permanently kill them. This needed, however, a truly ridiculous amount of energy. She'd been working on finding a way to siphon that energy from the surrounding area, but it was this guy attacked unexpectedly. And so she did not really have enough time, and this guy was about to kill all of her friends. So she used her own soul as fuel for the spell to do this. And what she cited was that her 5 years ago, it would have been 5 years ago, her mentor, Louis Levea, he did something similar when Bahamut... So the big thing in Final Fantasy XIV is that the first launch was bad. The moon fell, and Bahamut popped out of it, and Louis was dissolved his own soul to stop that from happening. And she was torn up about this for the past 5 years, and she's like, I don't know why you would have done this, why you would have killed himself. And then at this moment, she's like, I get it now. I'm gonna kill myself to save my friends. This was also devastating.
Everything.
This was also pretty devastating to her not quite fiance. But that's the reason I'm unpacking it, though, is that she's dead. I figure that she killed herself, dissolved herself into light, and she's sitting here like, is this really the live stream?
Okay, so basically you're saying that your character died, and this is sort of like the next place that she found herself.
Yes.
Is like medieval Europe.
Yeah, she's
okay.
Really very confused.
She woke up at this table.
Yeah, she woke up at this table and went, what? This is not the afterlife that was described to me. This is not the In fact, given that she literally researches the afterlife, she's very much like, this is not correct.
So she's having an existential crisis of faith right now.
It's not even so much a crisis of faith. It's not a crisis of faith. I
guess it's a crisis
because
of
the thing about the afterlife is that in her universe, it's scientifically proven and well studied. Like, they don't quite know what happens to your consciousness exactly, but they know what happens to the things that make you up.
Well,
and so
now you do know, apparently, is that you end up in medieval Europe.
You end up in... This doesn't track with anything. I'm gonna have to write a paper about this when I get home. Wait. Damn it!
Well, and this is also important too, though, because of the playbook that you're playing, right?
Yes.
Do you want to go over that?
Okay, so the thing about her, and I don't know if she I think she probably has some awareness of this. I am playing what's called the memory. She's not... Well, how real memories are or not, I think both in this game, it's Final fucking Fantasy, y'all. She's really sort of more... Where the fuck is the playbook list? Hello? I'm very good at navigating books.
Yeah, Interstitial it's a Powered by the Apocalypse game, which means that rather than having like different character classes, it uses playbooks. So you have a different basically there's a bunch of different classes that all have specific moves.
So Moon Brita currently is what's called a memory. She only exists if people remember her. This is partly because she is dead. And that's also sort of tied into... I could go on for hours about who she is in Final Fantasy XIV, but the short version is that her memory ends up being very important for people to save their own world. And people definitely do remember her there, but yeah, she exists right now being dead as sort of a memory construct.
So this is like canonically just what happened to Mumbrita in between those two events in Final Fantasy XIV, between dying and being summoned to help defeat the big bad.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Well, she's not even summoned to... Here's the thing, it could even be after that, because she's not even summoned to help defeat the big bad. It's that the characters go into the afterlife, and her memories help them to get to the Mother Goddess, like through the gauntlet of guardians, help her get down there, help the main characters get down there, so then they can go defeat the big bad. But same kind of thing.
You are all of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That is a really cool playbook because it has a unique mechanic where I started talking about the links earlier and how they're the relationships you have with other people. The memory starts with the most links out of any of the other playbooks, and also has some of the easiest ways to build links. But all
if
of
you
their
lose
moves, exactly, all
you
their
die.
moves are used is like really quickly moving those in and out of your pool of links. And yeah, if you use up all of your links, that represents everybody forgetting about you essentially, and you cease to exist. You die.
Yeah.
So that's one of that's one of the like default moves that the memory has to take. Everybody has a certain number of moves they start with. Some playbooks have moves that you need to take as one of those, and that is one of the unique ones for the memory, is that if you lose all of your links, you cease to exist. So yeah, who wants to go next?
So this is not the first time that Worf has woken up and found himself in a weird place. Stuff like this is pretty standard Star Trek bullshit, actually.
Yeah, this is one of those like episodes on the list of like Star Trek episodes that they tell you to skip.
Yeah.
Like this is one of the
this one doesn't matter
episodes.
But so Worf thinks he's in the holodeck. Worf is convinced he's like in the holodeck.
It's either the holodeck or Q is up to some bullshit again.
Right, exactly. It's it's like I'll play along with.
You're in the holodeck. Are you in the holodeck? Is this all just reality?
I will go along with whatever nonsense this is, but I do not believe any of it for a moment.
I think Worf knows enough at this point from holodeck mishaps, like every other week, that you basically just have to go along with it and fulfill whatever the mission objectives are to actually get out of the situation.
Yeah, it's like, Dracula's real and he's on the Enterprise. I guess we have to kill Dracula.
But also, it could just be that Dracula is real and on the Enterprise. You
right.
This was a season 1 episode.
No, because then I would have the red.
Is Dracula an Ascian? Is this more Ascian bullshit? Or is he from the Allegan Empire?
I'm not familiar with these terms. They must be from the Delta Quadrant.
What are you playing Worf as?
Worf is the Paladin, I guess.
It's got like a little diacritic.
It's the Pokemon E.
Paladin. Yeah. Worf is the Pokemon. Which is ironic because Squirtle is playing the Starfleet officer.
Yeah. Oh my god, Squirtle in a Starfleet uniform would be very cute.
Just gonna add some more notes down here real quick. Okay. So the Paladin, or whatever, however you pronounce it.
Paladin.
So Do you want to sort of go over what that entails?
Yeah, I picked steadfast beliefs, which says I have a set of beliefs that I hold dear. Fill in the blanks for 3 of the following. I will never sleep, and I did fill this one out. I will never leave Squirtle behind. Blank needs my help, and I will aid however I can. I will never blank, or I will always blank. I gain lift whenever I follow my beliefs. If I choose not to follow these beliefs, I lose this move until I make it right. And then I have dance with who brought me.
Okay.
Which I can roll with mastery with my weapon. Because I obviously have the Klingon Bethleth that only I know how to use.
Of course. Yeah, the Paladin's whole thing is they are... The description in the book is that they're a person who has a very rocky relationship with violence. They're the best in the world at doing it, but it's been so long. So the idea is basically, that they're someone who has lived their life along a violent path. And, possibly not for Worf in this instance, but as somebody
did we all pick the hard mode
So
books?
This is kind of funny because so far out of some of the playbooks are marked as advanced, that they advise first-time players to stay away from. So far, 2 out of 3 are advanced playbooks.
I'm an adult.
But yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's like how confident are you in being able to play this character, because they're basically just like they're the ones that have unique
somebody who has a rocky relationship with violence and anger in their past. Gee, I wonder who that could be.
Or just involve like a little bit heavier role playing, basically. But yeah, like the Paladin, like that's like the Wolverine character, the John Wick character, in the
I see
one
that
of the seasons of the Interstitial Actual Play podcast, which is where I first heard of the game. Raphael from Ninja Turtles is played as the Paladin.
Why didn't I play Raphael? What the fuck?
It would be really funny if you played a character from the actual play podcast.
And the other one I picked is Bad Cop, which I can use threats and intimidation to give someone else lift.
Awesome.
Oh, do I pick I only get the...
Go ahead. If you want to go over your moves real quick. Like I said, so each of you has to pick 3 moves from your playbook sheet. But if you have one that's already blacked out on your sheet,
then
you have to take that as one of them. So if you have 3, you have one blacked out, which is your memory move, whatever it's called.
I didn't fill out my books either.
I'm only here in memory. The other 2 are the ones you get to pick, because you have to take that one. So if you want, you can go over them. If you want, you can pick them later. It's up to you.
Pick them later to see what we think will work well here.
Gotcha. I mean, if you want to take a little bit to see what would fit the character, basically. But yeah, you get 2 more basically on that sheet. Squirtle, what about you?
Yeah, how'd Squirtle get here?
I picked the So Easy a Caveman Can Do It class, the Displaced. So the idea there is that you're kind of like unstuck in time and space. You're popping in and out of different places, and you have like a kind of a tenuous physical grasp to whatever dimension that you're in, which I guess in Kingdom Hearts could be anywhere. Spoilers for a game from like 2004, but at the end of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, you get sent back to the real world, but you never get to see it. And if you load up your save, it's like, oh, you ended up here again somehow. So I'm guessing this is...
You sort of said that the Squirtle is actually a human. He's been turned into a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Who's been isekai'd into the Pokemon world.
So now I've been double isekai'd. I got lost on the way home, and now I'm in Castlevania. And presumably been other places since then. I think at this point it's pretty like genre aware, and it's like, yeah, okay, we're in Castlevania now. That's Tuesday.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. You are presumably like a young child from the real world. Have you played Castlevania?
Only like
probably
the GBA ones.
And also, has Worf played Castlevania? Being from the far
Worf has
future?
never played Castlevania.
Okay, the holodeck doesn't have like a whole bunch of
Worf
ROMs loaded into it.
Hey, Worf wouldn't be the kind of guy to play those. Like Worf, if he's doing that kind of thing, he's like listening to some old like Klingon opera or some shit.
My son Alexander tried to get me into that, but it was the jump mechanics were too restrictive.
He much prefers Vampire Killer.
Just can't see Worf as a gamer, dude. He's just not his jam, man.
Okay, so Squirtle. Is your name just Squirtle? The player character doesn't have a different name?
Yeah, his name is just
Yeah,
Squirtle.
You can name yourself, but like the default is just your speech because you don't remember your
This
real
is
name.
Jim.
So I'm just Squirtle.
Okay, so Squirtle the Displaced.
It is nice to meet you,
Right,
just Squirtle. I would do anything to rescue you. I have only
So
known
that is
just
the
Squirtle
other
for
thing.
5 minutes, but if anything happened to him...
So, like I said...
I must say, he is pretty cute. I'm not gonna
like
bother. She has an English accent, I'm not gonna bother.
So like I said, your stats are tied directly into your links, and each of you has under your playbook a certain number of starting links that you start with. So just based on first impressions, if you want to assign, I guess, the other two people in your party underneath those links to where you think you would fit. If you have any extras left over, then you can feel free to assign those just to people that your character would know from their past. So, like Moonbride, like what is your first impression of Squirtle and Worf? How would you characterize them?
Squirtle's
under the
adorable.
links?
Squirtle is adorable, and the thing is, though, is that she's also from a world where there's a very large number of, like, non-human species, so she's actually thinking this is a small lost Kojin child, because there's actually a race of turtle people, and she's like, this child is adorable, and I must actually make sure that he's okay. I don't know what that would be under.
Yeah, I guess I'll go. So there's 4 different categories of links. There's light, dark, mastery, and heart. Light links are basically considered as like friendships or people that you feel warmly to, positively toward. Dark links are your enemies or your rivals, people that you have animosity toward. Mastery is someone that you have like a teacher and student or master and apprentice sort of relationship with. So either someone that you think you can teach something to, or someone that you look up to as a mentor and think you can learn from. And then heart is when you see yourself in somebody else. So if there's something about someone that you meet that specifically reminds you of yourself, that would be considered a heart link. And yeah, the memory, you start with 1 in each of those categories, which I think is one more than the rest of them do.
Yeah, I've actually put down characters from the game on each of those.
Okay. Well, do you want to give one of those to Riddle and Worf?
And can I have more than 1 link at a time?
You can. When you meet more people, basically, you can roll. There's a few different ways to get links. It's kind of the game is pretty freeform with how you can get those.
So like I don't have to drop any of the ones I have already. I can just then add these guys.
Add them in place of 2 of them, because you should only start with the number of links on your starting character sheet.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that I don't know if Squirtle reminds her exactly like of herself as a kid, but she's you understand, small lost child.
Right. Well, and also like it's something that like you recognize as being from your world too.
Yes, that's
which
true.
Could be something that you sort of see in him. So you're going to put
she's never personally encountered a Kojin, but being she's also a very well-read scholar. She would have heard of them and known that there's these trading turtle people from the other continent.
So this basically, you're in this really unfamiliar situation with these people you don't recognize.
She's like, I know what that is.
Something that you think is something that you recognize from your world, at least. So yeah, that would totally make sense as being.
And as for Worf, I think she's looking at this guy and going, this guy looks like he's a totally badass warrior. And the thing about Moonbrida is that she actually grew up on Scholar Wizard Island for nerds, and actually got made fun of a lot for the fact that she went, I think I want to learn to use a big fucking axe. They're like, why don't? And she does know like how to cast spells. She knows magic and stuff, but she was like, but you know what's cool? A big fucking axe. But she actually is very much like, I really could learn more because I didn't have a lot of teachers in big fucking axe on Nerd Wizard Island. So I think she's looking at Worf and being like, this guy would be a great sparring partner. I bet he could teach me how to hit things with an axe even better.
Perfect. So then, so you got a heart link then for Squirtle, a mastery link for Worf.
Yeah.
I guess you can tell us who your light and dark links are. We just might not know who these characters are.
Right now her light link is Urianger Algernon, which is, he's a big fucking nerd who speaks in, early modern English, meaning Shakespearean English, and was more or less effectively her fiancé, and except that he had some issues and was kind of like reluctant to make it official, even though it was like later when you meet her parents after she's dead, her parents basically call him son and are like, yeah. Basically she gets fridged for his character development, but their actual relationship is pretty cool, especially because she's like this huge, buff lady and he's like this weird little nerd guy. And the other one would have been the Dark Link, at least right now, is the only one I could think of, which would be Nariables, which is the guy who she killed, who was about to murder all her friends.
Gotcha. All right, perfect. What about you, Worf?
I wrote, so for Heart, I wrote Squirtle because, so in the later seasons, Worf has like a complicated relationship with his son, who is like,
to say the least.
Who like he like had sex with a Klingon lady, and then she shows up like 2 or 3 years later and is like, here's our son, and he's like, I'm gonna send you away to live with my parents because I can't raise a child. And then eventually they're like, hey, we're like 90, we can't raise a child, and also he's a Klingon, so he's got all these like weird Klingon urges, maybe you should take care of him. And so I kind of see like in Squirtle maybe an attempt to like start fresh with like a less complicated like child relationship, maybe.
Perfect.
And I wrote Moonbrita under Dark, because she has such a big, complicated, long like backstory and everything, and Worf is just it's just
she
the
wouldn't
gif
have
of him
said
being
any
like,
of that though.
Exactly.
She wouldn't. Here's
exactly.
the thing: she hasn't said anything about it. She's not the kind of person who's going to share her complicated backstory.
But the vibe is there.
The vibe is there.
The
vibe
vibe
is
just tell from looking at. Did I say Link? Worf can just tell from looking at Moonbrita that she's a lot.
I can see. Yeah, I can see the character design and just be like, one of these.
Yeah, you basically looked at this Final Fantasy ass character and went, "Oh God, it's a Final Fantasy character."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I wrote Picard under Mastery because I think Worf he would never admit this, but he sees Picard as sort of a mentor figure, someone to look up to, and even if he's not here, I can draw on those experiences that I've had with Picard and the knowledge that he's shared with me over the years.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then what about you, Squirtle?
I've got for light, I put Moon because like everywhere Squirtle goes, everyone's like, "Why the fuck can this turtle talk?" And she's the first person who's like completely unfazed by this.
Yeah, turtles talk sometimes, dude.
For Mastery, I put Worf because Batleth. I think everyone has the same reaction. They'll
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Worf, you've been assigned dad yet again.
And then for Heart, which is the last one I've got, I put my like friend character from because the way that Mystery Dungeon works is you're not necessarily Squirtle. You get assigned a Pokemon, then you get to pick which Pokemon's your friend. So I just picked Charmander 10 years ago, so that's what I pick now. But
Gotcha. All right, perfect. So yeah, you guys got all your links. Also keep in mind, under your character sheet, you each have a unique link move, which is underneath your links, which basically is a passive ability where anytime you have an interaction with somebody, if it fulfills that criteria, whatever it lists underneath your link move, you automatically generate a link with that person without having to roll for it. So yeah, for like the memory, your link move is whenever someone talks to you about someone else, or no, sorry, other
Talks
way around.
about
Whenever
me
someone
to
talks
someone
about
else.
you to someone else, you gain a heart link with both parties. For the displace, you have 2. Whenever someone reminds you of someone you used to know, you can make a heart link with them. And whenever a person makes you feel at home, make a light link with them. And for the Paladin, what is yours? When you meet someone else far from home and commiserate with them, make a heart link. So just sort of keep those in mind as you interact with more people. That's sort of a way to. In the first edition, whenever you met someone, you basically had to stop and roll to get a new link with them. There was a mechanic where you roll, and if you succeed in the roll, you get the kind of link you're going for, and if you fail in the roll, you get a different kind of link.
Yeah, that's still in here.
It's still in here as a thing, but yeah, now they all have the
They get one for free.
link moves to sort of exactly make it a little bit quicker, so you're constantly gaining new links as you interact with people. So just keep those in mind. Yeah, I think that's all you guys need to know then for at least the beginning. We can go more later on when it comes into relevance about the things that the links actually do and how you can use them. But now you've kind of got your starting one set up. So so the 3 of you, you're sitting at this table. This old man in a purple robe with a beard is talking to you, monologuing about Dracula and Castlevania and all this stuff. He clearly thinks that the 3 of you are descendants of the Belmont bloodline who are fated to defeat Dracula. What's up, Teal?
Oh, this is not Teal. This is Midrita being like, excuse me.
Yes, you and the with the fantasy bullshit, yes.
Right. So, can you explain to me what is a Dracula?
Dracula is the Lord of Darkness, the vampire king of evil, who returns every 100 years to menace the land. It is written, only a Belmont can defeat Dracula.
You're just reading the thing again.
Okay. Never mind.
You accidentally selected the app. He said, "Did you get all that?" And you accidentally pressed A too quickly and said no. And he started from the beginning
It's
again.
like, okay, skip.
Never. I'm so sorry. Right. So, hello. I'm Moonbreeder, and you said your name was Dwarf, and you are Squirtle. Yes.
Yep.
It's great to meet you both. Maybe we should get out of here.
I just really like the Squirtle responding in like a deep human voice.
Like,
yep.
yes.
It's me, Squirtle.
Great to meet you both. I think perhaps we should just get out of here and maybe find a pub.
I think we're in a pub.
Yes, you should absolutely begin on your quest.
Quest? Yep, love quests. Quests are great. Definitely on one of those. So she just stands up and she like looks at her companions like,
I think what happened is that this old man, whose name you have not gotten yet, probably made appointments. Like, because, it's medieval Europe, they, like, communicate by ravens and shit. So he probably made appointments with these 3 descendants of the Belmont bloodline and was expecting to meet you here at the specified time. And the 3 of you all just randomly happen to show up at this table because of your various things you have going on. So he, like, looked down for a minute and looked up and you were there. And he just assumed you're the people that he was supposed to meet. What happened to the actual descendants of the Belmont bloodline, who can say? But you 3 are here now, and so he's just assuming that you were the people that he's been waiting for.
Squirtle wouldn't know for sure if he wasn't a Belmont when he was human. So this could actually be
just Squirtle Belmont.
Yes. Moonbride Belmont, Wharf Belmont, Squirtle
Breeder.
Belmont.
Moonbreeder, please.
Yes,
I know that it's really hard for most of you hired to pronounce that, but just Breeder, okay? Or just Moony. Half people call me Moony.
I'm very sorry. I did not mean to mispronounce.
Look, old man, what's your name? And where are you from?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I not introduce my? I assumed all the information was in the Raven. Did you not get the Raven? Well, never mind. Of course you got the Raven because you're here.
Uh,
My name. Sorry, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Gwonum.
Gwonum. Got it.
Gwonum,
Right.
yes. I am a hint giver by trade.
I've
hint
never
giver?
encountered a hint giver.
Yes,
I mean,
I'm from the Guild of Hint Givers. It's a vaunted profession
it's like
specializing in giving hints and tips.
It's like the Adventurers Guild, right? You give people assignments and they go off and do them and they come back.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Right.
You're dipping into like
yeah.
Australia.
I need to stop.
I'm trying to do the Gwonum voice, but also trying to do it in like a register where I'm not going to cough. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Let me really quickly. I'll just drop a picture.
I don't have the
into
thing.
the
I don't
chat
have the
really
thing
quickly.
open on the side. So
You don't have the chat open?
Anyway.
Well, you should open it up real quick.
Well, if I do, it's gonna screw up the whole recording.
Oh.
Well,
I guess
let me.
Print it out and send it on a Raven.
Yeah, and the other thing to show it, it's all the way in the corner where my boom arm is.
You could.
There it is. It popped out the video player, and I was having a hard time getting it in. There we go.
Oh, it's this guy.
Oh God.
I didn't know he had a name.
It is written, only a Belmont can defeat Dracula.
Okay. I actually gotta be right back. I'm
yes,
gonna go,
after
and
the
actually,
CDI went belly up, it didn't really sell too many units.
Yeah.
I had to look for other work.
Actual question. In half an hour, can we take a quick break so I can have dinner?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome. I also just have to be right back real quick, but you can keep going without me. Assume Moonbreeder's just sort of like lost her own thoughts, just like thinking real hard, like.
Gwonum is, obviously from the CDI Zelda game, Link: The Faces of Evil.
So which is that my Dark Link or?
Yeah, so each of you, I guess. Well, Teal just left, but yeah. So you are
that
needing...
if we play 2 Dark Links joke that you posted, Jim, was that was really good. I lost it.
So yeah, from your first impression, you guys, if you like, can make a link with Gwonum.
I don't want to.
If there's something that I mean, you don't have to, I guess, but it is sort of how, like, the point is to sort of accrue them as you meet new people. So yeah, if you want to be a Dark Link, if you just get a bad vibe from this old guy in a purple bathrobe, looks kind of like
Dwarf
a
is used to taking orders from people, so
right. So yeah, you can either, I guess, if you feel like your interaction has met any of your requirements for your link move, you can just generate that automatically. But yeah, if you want to go ahead and roll for what you want your link to be, you said you rolled a 9.
Yeah.
So what were you trying to? What kind of link do you want to make?
Worf is like used to listening to people tell him what to do. Especially in like strange situations. He's like, well, this guy said that, so let's at least try it. I have no reason not to believe him.
So you're trying to go for a mastery link then?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay. I have returned.
Oh my god.
We are making links with Gwonum.
Oh, right.
So yeah, basically, if you roll for a link with someone, you decide what link you want and roll with that stat. So that's the other thing. Your stats are your links. So the way it works is the number of links of each type that you have. Your stat in that type is that number minus 1. So
I assume this is all D6s.
Yeah,
yes,
every
2d6.
roll is 2d6, yeah. So if you have 2 dark link, let's say, and you roll something in dark, if you roll a move that uses dark, then your stat in that category is a 1. So you would add 1 to the roll. If you only have 1 of a certain type of link, your stat in that category is a 0 because it's the number of links minus 1. If you don't have any in that category, it's -1. So if you are trying to roll for a mastery link with Gwonum, then yeah, you would roll and add whatever your link stat is for mastery.
Like the number.
I'm sorry,
that
can
you
you? I missed what our target number is. Are we rolling under?
It's PBTA, so you want
I've never played.
10 plus
Really?
is a success.
So it's Space Cowboy,
Um,
but the numbers are a little different. 10 is a success. 7 and 9 is partial.
Right. So yeah, if you're rolling a link specifically on a 10 plus, you make the link that you're trying to get, and you get to say something true about your relationship with that person. So just something that is, you get to establish as a fact about your relationship. On a 7 to 9, which is what you rolled, right? You didn't have any pluses from your mastery.
Well, I guess I would have had a 10.
You had a 10? Okay.
I had 9 on the dice. I forgot to add my 1 for Picard.
You have 2 mastery links, is that right?
I had 1, but I have 2 now with counting Gwonum.
Well, so you start with you roll with your mastery link.
Yeah, I had Picard.
You had Picard. That was your only one.
Yeah, I only
So
got
so
3 to start with.
So your stat would just be a 0 then,
Oh,
because
okay.
it's -1, whatever your number of links is.
Okay,
And
so
yeah, you wouldn't count the Gwonum link because you don't have it yet. That's what you're rolling for.
Right.
okay. Oh,
So yeah, you would just have a 9. So on a 9, which is a partial success on rolling for a link, you can either complicate the link and still state a fact, or just get the link you want. So basically, you can either change what link you're getting and still say something true about the relationship, or you can just get the mastery link and not say something true about the relationship.
Oh, nice, big loud. There, that's the relevant part.
There you go.
That was the part I didn't understand.
I
I thought you just
So
counted how
I'm-
many you had.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna roll dark for this
Okay.
because Mooney is sitting here looking at this guy. Like, first of all, he definitely reminds her of some of her more annoying professors. And like now that she's a post-grad, it's like some of the more annoying professors, like the fucking thesis advisor. Fuck that guy. Reviewer 2. And also he's just like, he's not explaining himself. He's just kind of an old, like, yeah. This is like the worst of some of her professors. So she's like, that is if and then so I rolled the 2 and I already have a dark, so I'm gonna add 1. So that's a 5.
Well, you only have 1 dark, so it's actually
0.
0.
I
The,
paid.
your
There's
stat
a
is the
relevant
number of
Okay,
links
so that's a
minus 1.
4.
conversion chart in the fucking.
Okay. So really quick, we'll just finish resolving onslaughts. Did you just want to take the link then and just not
Yeah.
say something true?
Yeah.
Okay, so just write down then that you have a mastery link with Gwonum.
Yeah, I did that.
For you, Mooney, with a 4, that is a miss. That's a failure. So
Okay.
you do not actually get that dark link. Instead, you get a different kind of link.
Can I just
So-
not bother?
On a miss, the others at the table help you decide how your link isn't what you expected. And the GM can make a move. Which just means there's, certain things that I can do to complicate the situation.
Actually, I actually think that I understand here in that Mooney tries not to be insufferably long-winded, and she's better at not being that way than her fiancé.
Mm-hmm.
But she's still an academian and still sometimes will sit there and being like, so anyway, the etheric resonance of blah 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 blah. So I'm gonna put that under heart.
Perfect.
What's
Yeah,
the guy's
basically
name?
just like you're trying to roll for a
Gwonum.
certain kind of relationship with somebody. If you miss, you still get a relationship with them, but it just affects what that relationship actually is. So yeah,
Yeah.
I can say it totally makes sense that like at your first impression, you're trying to dislike this guy, but unfortunately you don't even necessarily like him either, but you
Yeah, but I'm like,
recognize yourself in him, unfortunately.
yeah, the whole, especially because she's also a quest giver. Is the
Right.
other thing.
You're both in the guild, actually.
Yeah, we are. Shit.
Yeah, you were trying to dislike him, then you look down and you see like the membership encoder ring that you all get.
Which is a exclamation point.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is. It's an exclamation point in a little like speech bubble.
So yeah, unfortunately, yeah, you see the ring, and so yeah, you get a heart link then with Gonum instead. Make sure you're writing these down because I am not.
Okay, yeah, I wrote it down.
Okay, and then what about you, Squirtle?
One of my passive link generators is when a person makes you feel at home, make a light link. And weirdly enough, this does make me feel at home because, like, I'm getting a quest to go into a dungeon. I know quests and dungeons, and it's a family reunion.
Perfect.
I'm meeting 2 Belmonts, and I know my last name. So I'm very excited. So I'm going to put Bob CDI down.
I guess technically that makes me Worf, son of Belmont.
All right, perfect. So yeah, that's basically how it'll go. Anytime you guys meet, it doesn't have to be every time you meet like a different character, but anytime it's someone that you are sort of having an extended relationship with or might be interacting with more in the future, go ahead and think about how you want to generate a link with them. Doesn't have to be, there's people you pass on the street who are like strangers. There's people you have conversations with who leave an impression on you. There are also different levels of the links. That's like, you all have basic starting links with everybody right now, but you can also lock those links, which makes them slightly more permanent. With your regular links, you use them as currency to increase the numbers on your rolls if you want to, or to use them to use your special moves under your playbook. A locked link is when you have a stronger relationship with somebody. When you spend it, it doesn't go away like a normal link does. It just goes dormant, and then you reignite it, basically, later on down the line by trying to roll for another of the same link with them. And you also have bonded links, too, which is like an even stronger one, where they never, ever fade and can be spent over and over again. But yeah, you all have standard links right now with Gwonum. And we can go over later on how the other links work. Basically, there's not really like a specific... I just have to do it later on by doing it now. There's not a specific rule for when you lock a link. It's basically when you feel it's situationally appropriate, like in the narrative. Like if you have a strong relationship with this person now, you can say like, I think I have a locked link with this person now, and it becomes that. So yeah. So you all have made your links with Gonum. He has gone over the idea that you are all the Belmonts as far as he is concerned. So yeah, what are you going to do?
Well, I see no reason not to at least entertain Gwonum's proposal.
I mean, I have nothing better to do right now. Honestly, I'd like to kind of figure out how I even am here, but yeah.
Perhaps this Dracula can reveal some of that.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. The kind of guy Dracula is seems like the kind of guy who would be responsible for this kind of nonsense.
He is the light.
Yeah,
He is Aladdin.
Ha 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 ha.
Okay.
What about you, Squirtle?
I think he's probably a dark psychic dual type. I don't have moves for that, but I mean, I think we can brute force it.
Okay, this is what I mean when if I'm out of character saying something. This is okay. Did you mean Dark Ghost? He is undead.
That makes more sense.
I don't know. Maybe has Mooney played Pokemon? Does Pokemon exist in
Pokemon
Final Fantasy 14?
Does not exist. She has played Triple Triad. She's played so much Triple Triad.
Does Worf love Triple Triad?
Worf canonically loves any card game.
The only game Worf has played is Final Fantasy VIII.
And he only played it. He only played it because
every
his son,
card in the game.
Yeah, his son introduced him to it, and he really didn't care about all the saving the world bullshit, and he thought that the characters were a bunch of whiny dumbasses, and kind of didn't quite get clear to him that these are teenagers, or if it was, he was like, well, they're dumbass whiny teenagers. But then he discovered the card game.
They are soldiers. They are meant to be.
Yeah, Worf has only played Triple Triad. He has not left the starting area, but he somehow has maxed out the clock on his save file.
Well, and here's the thing is that, like, depending on... You can actually beat the game that way. if you just use your triad cards for like, if you have extra copies of them, you can burn them for spells and junction them. So
Yeah.
he's like
Yeah,
got
that's how you
absurdly
pick the
overpowered characters too. But he doesn't do anything. The only reason
Yeah,
he goes to the next area is because he's like,
anytime a fight happens, I hand the controller to Alexander.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
And anytime that another video game gets suggested to him, he's like, does it involve junctioning GFs? No?
No.
I'm not interested.
Where is the
He
card?
loves junctioning. Okay.
although I bet if he got introduced to like something like Hearthstone or whatever, he'd also be like, fascinating.
Fascinating. I'm playing
All right,
Marvel
so
Midnight
the three of you.
Suns.
So yeah, so Gwonum, he's gone through his whole monologue. Says, yeah, so if you are ready, we can leave right now.
You got any
wait.
supplies for us? Maybe.
Surely
Perhaps?
warriors such as yourself have come equipped for battle. You read the Raven. I included a packing list in the Raven. It was very meticulous.
Yeah, all that said was 10-foot pole, caltrops, 10 days of rations and torches.
I don't
It
know
is
about
written, bring a sleeping bag.
I don't know about my two colleagues here, but unfortunately, while I was like on the road, somebody robbed me, and this was one of those things where I couldn't even do anything about it. Like if I'd actually noticed, I would have like clocked him with this axe, but like all my usual stuff, like my bedroll, my backpack, my giant bag of rocks and stuff, my crystals, my equipment, my etherometer. Actually, no, I have my etherometer. You know what?
There is no time. Your etherometer
Wharf
is
to
enough.
security. Wharf to bridge. Yeah, that doesn't work either.
Actually, she is gonna put her etherometer goggles on. They're goggles that let her see the ambient ether of things, which is sort of the it's the live stream, it's the pervasive magical energy of the universe.
Am I over 9,000?
That's an excellent question. Does it even work at all, or is it just like...
Worf also likes Dragon Ball Z.
I he would like Dragon Ball Z. He'd be like, you should show the great warriors!
Vegeta is the best character.
There is no time. Your axe
I
is
should have
enough.
played Vegeta.
Okay, cool. But GM, if I'm trying to use my etherometer, does it do anything?
What does it do again?
It basically detects the ambient magical
Okay, yeah,
energy.
It tells you
I
if
mean-
their power level was over 9,000.
It's detect magic.
Yeah, you can. Gwonum obviously has magic around him. He's like a wizard. You also know what level Squirtle is.
And also,
you can see how many experience points Squirtle needs to level up.
yeah, and actually the etherometer, actually no, more importantly for Pokemon, the etherometer has information about what of the there are 6 elements and 2 polarities of magic in Final Fantasy XIV, which are the traditional 6 Final Fantasy elements and then light and dark. So she's looking at Squirtle like, oh, wow, that's a lot of water ether. Interesting.
You do actually see in Gwonum's pocket something is glowing with great magical energy.
Okay. And does it have any elemental or polarity or light or dark polarity, or is it just bright?
What are the 2 others other than the Final Fantasy ones?
Light and dark, I think.
Light and dark.
Just light and dark.
Yeah.
I guess it has light energy.
Okay. Cool.
Gwonum, he sees you eyeing his pocket with your magical goggles. He's like, oh, I almost forgot. And he reaches in and digs around for a second, and he pulls out a crystal, which I guess you're all about.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, crystals? I know crystals. I
Is this a
did
white
my
crystal?
PhD on crystals.
PhD in crystals.
Literally though, her PhD is in teleportation crystals. It's literally her thing.
Yes, Gwonum, he hands this crystal to you, Mooney.
Okay.
Says, this is the crystal of vision. It will allow you to reach out to me for hints. If you need to communicate with me during your quest, you may contact me through the crystal of vision.
Actually, in that case, I've got an idea for what my first ability is going to be, which is that I can locate anybody I have a link with, regardless of time, and I know exactly, regardless of time, direction, and distance, and I know time, direction, and distance, like how far away they are, what direction they're in, how long it would take to get there, and if there's any kind of weird time differential shenanigans going on.
Okay, perfect. So is that because of the crystal, or is that something that you just think you're able to do?
I'd say that it's something that she picked up the crystal and it kind of resonated with her, especially, not to get into the fucking metaphysics of Final Fantasy XIV again, but you pick up a crystal and you can get memories and skills from them. So she basically
Gotcha.
picked this up and this turned something on.
Let's say this, you pick up the crystal, and you are naturally attuned to it, both because you've studied them extensively, but also because you're a Final Fantasy character, like you said. So yeah, you pick it up.
Fantasy,
it kind of
we do
glows.
crystals!
And it you can sense it. Your etherometer also starts to pick up some of the same glow.
Oh, neat.
And
Fascinating.
yeah, so essentially, the you have attuned with the crystal and your etherometer. The etherometer can function the same way as the crystal does now, and you can also use that for your whatever the. I'll carry you with me. Is that the move? Yeah.
Yes.
You were drawn with people you have connections with. You can look at anyone you have a link with. Yeah, perfect. So yeah.
And I don't think I have to spend anything to do that. That's just
No,
that's
that's
like
just a natural.
detect evil.
Yeah, some of your moves, if it says under there, you have to spend a link to use them.
Right.
That's just something you can naturally do.
Right.
So yeah, if you look through the etherometer, yeah, you can see the glow of the people in the room that you currently have links with. And I
Right.
guess, yeah, you've also got links with those other two people that you mentioned.
I do.
You don't see them, but you can sense them. You get the idea that somewhere out there they're still there.
Yeah, like if let's see, what were my remaining ones? Nibbles. I mean, Nibbles. I definitely killed him. Super. Like that was a mutual suicide. Like she killed him. Super dead. But it would. What it would say to her is that he's finally been returned to the live stream and he's going to go through the natural process of reincarnation again instead of
Right.
being like basically a lich. And Uriel J, she probably gets the sense that he's off doing saving the universe,
Right.
but that
It
he
says
still
you can
remembers
locate
her.
anyone, you know their time, direction, and distance. I think it's just sort of like unfathomable.
Oh yeah, it gives
but-
error.
But you do get the
But they're
sense
there.
of how they are doing. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And then yeah, the other ones in the room, obviously, you can just sort of like you see their auras.
Right.
And presumably, if you were in a different room, you'd still be able to sense it.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, you have that now. So way to go. See, is there anything? Is there anything else that you require before beginning your journey?
Where are we headed? You got a map?
Yes, yes.
Can I have it?
Yeah, he pulls out a big scroll. He says, "Here is the map. Where do you wish to go?" And he pulls out the map. He lays it out on the table. But it's just a map. It's really crudely drawn. You've got like a little town that's marked as Wallachia, and then you've got like trees everywhere, and then you've got like a big castle drawn on it. Like the only location is the castle.
Is this Dracula or is this Strahd von Zarovich?
I do not know what that is.
Oh, okay.
He's D&D Dracula.
Okay, gotcha.
D&D have their own legally distinct Dracula, even though they couldn't
Never
just use
heard
Dracula.
of it.
Actually, I'd say that Strahd is a different kind of character than Dracula, but yeah.
Not when they literally used his art for fucking Castlevania 2.
That's true. Also.
So yeah, if
Oh, I
you,
gotta close the door. It is getting cold in here.
Yes, it is getting
Jealous.
very cold as the evening draws on.
Fuck out of the face.
We must close the door on darkness forever. You are very wise, Moonbreeder.
They don't even have their headphones on. They're not here. I bought new dice.
Oh yeah?
Got these sparkly red and black ones.
Hell yeah. I had 2 random dice and I dropped one earlier and I don't know where it went. So now I'm just, if I have to roll anything, I'm just rolling this one twice. So yeah, go on and pull out the map. Only location on it is Castlevania. It says, where do you wish to go?
I suggest Castlevania.
An excellent choice.
I will take charge. Let's go.
I'm going to see if Teal was going to come back.
At all, ever.
Okay, I'm back. Hello.
Here is the map. Where do you wish to go?
We're going to Castlevania. It is not negotiable.
I sure. Okay.
Okay.
I defer to your expertise, Commander.
I wish I was a
Yes,
commander.
if you wish, I can transport you there on my magic carpet.
Lieutenant?
I think I am Lieutenant.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys don't have anything else to do in town, then yeah, Gwonum will take you to the castle.
Squalala.
Okay, so well, Mooney says, do we want to like pick up some snacks first, maybe? Like just get some lunch?
There is no time.
Well then fine, then we'll just go to the castle.
Hunger
I
gives
have
me strength.
3 apples and a green gummy.
There is no time. Your gummy is enough.
Thanks, Squirtle, but I think I'll be alright for now.
Alright, so Gwonum gets up from the table, pushes away his chair, leads you outside, and pulls from, I guess, from underneath his robe. He unfurls his magic carpet and lays it out. Says, "Come and join me. I will escort you. I will not be able to join you on your journey, as Dracula's dark magic interferes with the attunement of my own magical abilities. But you can always contact me through the crystal."
Great.
Squadala, we're off! Okay, so you all get on the magic carpet, I assume.
Yeah.
It takes off into the air.
Oh man, sorry, I just remembered that, like, of the mounts in Final Fantasy XIV that most resemble magic carpets, the one of them is actually a giant triple triad card.
So yeah,
But we don't need to get into that.
So yeah, you take off into the air. You're flying over the town. Gwonum says, "Look and see how the townspeople come to celebrate the beginning of your quest." And you look down. There's like 10, just like medieval peasants, just like milling around, like not paying attention. Like somebody's just like drunk in the street. Somebody's just like chasing around chickens. They're throwing slop out their windows. They bade you farewell on your dangerous quest. But enough of these people. So yeah, you fly through the air. You fly over the. You leave the town. You fly over woods and hills and mountains and shit. And then, after a relatively short flight, you see coming over the hills a large, imposing castle. Looks like Dracula's castle. There's like bats and ravens flying around it. Again, lightning flashes in the sky as it comes over the hill as you crest it. Gwonum flies you down and takes you outside of a large red metal gate. Says, "As I said, I cannot accompany you any further. You must take the next steps on your own."
Okay. So we're at the castle.
So you're at the castle. The Gwonum says bye, and he flies away on his magic carpet. So the three of you are now standing outside of this big, large metal gate.
Can I open the gate?
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
You can certainly try to.
Great. All right. What do I add? What do I add?
I mean, so you do have basic moves that you can roll. You have specific moves underneath your character sheet you can use. You can strike with intent, which is trying to do damage to somebody. Strike to subdue, which is trying to strike someone without harming them. You can use a deep dive, which is when you basically a perception check or a knowledge check. You can cast magic when you try to make something unnatural happen in the world, have a chat, affect the outcome.
I guess I'm just gonna push through stress. I guess.
Push through gate.
6, 8. Do you want me to add anything to that?
Push through stress is it's not actually on this sheet. One sec. The push through
6.
stress is any. Yeah, you can roll it with any of your stats.
I'm gonna remember what Picard told me one time, and it's that anyone can open a gate, except you, Worf. You can open it real good. And that still gives me 6, 7, 8, 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
Okay. On a 7 to 9, just to be clear, I was not actually going to make you roll for this, but you've already done it.
You said you can certainly try, which is GM speak
I thought that you were
roll
going
the
to
dice.
try. I didn't say that you needed to make a move, but you did it. No, Worf took charge. So yeah, on a 7 to 9, if you got an 8, you make it through alive, so that's good. You can either take harm or spend a link.
I'll take harm. Harm my ass
okay. Yeah, you get a splinter.
From the iron?
Yeah, you get it. It really sucks.
Iron splinter?
It's an iron splinter. So yeah, take 1 harm.
This gate is very... Be careful.
This gate is a worthy foe.
That looks like kind of a nasty. So how do we heal wounds and stuff?
When you reach basically when you get to downtime.
So when I'm done.
Yeah. But so it's considered like the idea is you're supposed to travel through different worlds, but basically like anytime you reach like a stopping resting point, you can remove all of your harm. And also that was the time that you would level up. If you want, you could try to cast magic if that's something that you want to do.
Yeah.
That's a roll. When you tap into something otherworldly and use it, declare a goal and roll with mastery.
I am not going to worry about that just yet, but yeah, her next thought was I can cast Cure, but now she's sort of going, I think she's actually thinking and concentrating on that and like trying to reach out to the...
I am fine.
Yeah, she takes a moment to like reach out to the ether, and given that I've only got 1 mastery link so far, she's like, This
is a tenuous at best.
Yeah, that's not gonna work very well. Let's like leave it alone for a minute.
I am fine.
I should also say, anytime that you make a roll, if you fail, the main thing you can use your links for is that you can spend one of them to roll again.
And I think there's something
right?
special. Yes. Hold up. Let me read. I also don't actually...
yeah, at any point before, during, or after your roll, you may choose to spend a link to re-roll the lowest dice.
Actually, Moonbrita doesn't actually have to spend links to do that once every roll.
Yes, that is your
Special Deshel.
your default move. I'm only here in memory. You don't have to spend a link to reroll the dice for the first time in the situation. You just say why someone is important to you.
I think I'm gonna leave it alone for now.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
You do not need to tap into otherworldly magics to cure Worth Splinter.
He'll be fine.
Okay. So you push through this gate. Unfortunately, one of your crew was grievously wounded at the very outset of your quest. But you push through it, and you walk into a courtyard, which has cobblestones that are kind of overgrown with weeds and grass. There's sort of knobbly trees laying around, like a few like headstones off to the side. Like it's a creepy courtyard. And there are torches, lining it. As you're walking up the path, there are, 4 torches off to the side, kind of illuminating the path. And as you approach the castle, there is another door. This one is a large, I guess the other one was a gate. Another entryway.
Well, the first thing, I want to blow out one of the
wooden
torches.
Door. There, I mean, you can try to blow it out. It's like a big torch. It's blazing. That does not work.
You probably want to cut off the air ether to make the air and fire ether to make that happen. Like you're just blowing on it is not going to help.
If I just want to knock it over, does that?
It's a big like.
It's pretty big.
But yeah, Squirtle could just use water gun.
Yeah, do that.
Would that require a roll, or can I just do it?
I don't think so.
Well,
it's not otherworldly. He's just spitting. It's just part of Squirtle's biology.
I will leave it up to you, Jim. Do you want to just do something that you do, or do you want to cast magic to use water gun?
Maybe we'll say I can do it for now because we're not like in a time crunch. But like if we're in combat or something, I'd have to do it.
I just want to see if we get hearts.
That makes sense. Yeah, you are.
That's all this
is. Yeah, you're not in a stressful situation right now. So yeah, you are able to just use water gun if you choose to put out the torches.
Does anything happen?
So you spit water all over them?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you spray water all over the torches. They go out. That's all that happens.
All right.
Okay. Moonbrita tries the door.
It opens.
Okay.
I look around the door. Is there like a hidden crown or anything like that?
Yeah, a little bag of money falls out from the torches. You each get 100 gold.
All right, great.
It's 100 points. If you get to 1,000, you get an extra life.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, a bag of gold falls out of one. One of them breaks, and just like there's a heart lying on the ground, like a disembodied heart.
Like a human heart, or is it just like
a human heart? There's just a heart sitting there. So you open the gate, or you open the door.
Right, we open the gate.
You walk inside. And yeah, you see stretching before you, there is a hall. It's a decrepit hall with, bricks lining the walls, large, tattered red curtains all over the place, covering all of the windows. The room is lit by candlelight. No torches in here, just candles. It kind of gives it an eerie glow, but you don't see anything else.
Okay. Mooney is gonna put her goggles on just to take a look at the ambient magical energy in the room.
Okay, so here's the thing. You put on your goggles and look around. This whole fucking place is ambient magical energy. The walls, the candles, the rugs, the curtains, everything is glowing with like an ambient, ethereal sort of glow.
Interesting.
You sort of,
It's probably all dark.
I don't know. Do you
Do I get the impression that it's that the place is made of magic or that it is
Well,
enchanted?
tell you what. Why don't you do a deep dive?
Okay, what do I roll to do that?
Deep dive is a roll. When you take in your surroundings or dig into a person for knowledge, you may ask questions, get clear answers. Roll with heart. On a 10 plus, you may ask 2 questions and the GM must answer honestly. On a 7 to 9, you may ask 1 and get an honest answer, or ask 2 and one of them is a lie. And on a miss, all of the answers suck.
Well, it's a good thing that heart, I actually do have a bonus now.
You have 2 hearts?
Yeah, I do. I have Squirtle and
Yep.
Gonum.
Perfect. Yeah, you have
okay.
a +1 to heart.
So that's a 6, but I don't have to spend a link to re-roll a die for the first time, so I'm re-rolling the 1.
It's the first
Especially
time in a
because
situation, so yeah, go for it.
if I roll a 1, I lose a link.
Oh yeah, that's the other part. That's the other side of it. Is that yeah? Anytime you roll a 1, you do lose one of your links.
But I don't believe I think that if I re-roll it, that doesn't happen. That's kind of why I can re-roll them.
Yeah, go. So go for it.
Yeah.
I did. Okay, that's a 7 then, so I did succeed.
Okay, so yeah, on a 7 to 9, you may ask either 1 question and get an honest answer, or you can ask 2 questions and one of them is a lie.
I'm gonna ask the one question that I was asking already, which is that is it that this is the castle like completely made of magic, or is it a physical space that is enchanted?
You get the impression that so it is a physical spaces and you can walk through it and touch it. Obviously, you open the door and you're walking on the ground, but it is a. You get the idea that the entire structure itself maybe does not actually exist in the physical world.
Right.
And is a magical construction.
Okay, so basically this is like everything is literally made to Mooney's eyes. It's literally made of ether. This is a construct held together by ether.
Exactly.
Because ether can be technically everything is made of ether, like, but whether it's physical or magical is wibbly wobbly. But this is a construct.
It's made of.
If you haven't played Castlevania, but let's say if you played like Chain of Memories, the Kingdom Hearts game,
yeah,
Castlevania kind of operates on similar rules to like Castle Oblivion for that game.
Yeah,
the castle itself is magical and sort of manifests differently.
It's like a manifestation of chaos.
Yeah, so she's gonna tell. It's
kind of like the Silent Hill thing, you know, where it manifests differently for different people. Not for people coming into it, but like the castle itself is a magical entity.
It can shift around, and House of Leaves control. Fucking
exactly.
Yeah.
So the magical, it's almost like a semi.
Which is why the level design is different in every game.
Exactly. Yeah. Basically, that's
basically. I'm gonna basically explain that. And I'm going to basically explain that as, like, Minbrita being an ether technician is looking at this going, okay, this is a fluidic construct that is responsive to people's mental and emotional states, whether it's control. And so she actually straight up says that. She says, so this seems to be a fluidic construct that's going to react to our mental and emotional states and possibly even our memories. I don't know if it's being directed or controlled by someone, but we should definitely be careful.
Worf is 100% convinced this is the holodeck. that has removed all doubt from his mind.
Worf, so it's the holodeck.
It's the holodeck.
A hollow deck? A light deck? Oh, you mean like Allegan technology where they use hard light constructs. Yeah, it would be very similar. So,
yeah, so that is what you've learned about the castle, though.
Great.
Okay.
We opened the door.
I believe... Yeah, we opened the door. Minbrita had determined that the castle is some kind of magical construct that's responsive to emotions. And I then was like, I need to shut up so that other people can play the game.
Alright. All good? We all ready?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, so yeah, you have determined that through Moonbrita's magical scrying that the castle is indeed a magical construct. Still a physical object, though. but is definitely constructed of like ethereal material. Hey,
A dibs on that for a band name.
the ethereal materials.
.tumblr.com.
From the crystalline Moonbreeder's pocket, Gwen and Pies out. That's a great name for a band.
Oh no, it can hear.
Who gave you permission to have a soul?
God, I guess.
Ah, jeez. Now I have to be responsible for a rock?
I hope we can
Are you
find someone to
Corona?
trade this white crystal for a red one.
Okay.
We just talked 20 minutes ago.
Oh, wait. No, it's you.
I'm not the crystal.
Oh, it's the guy. So, actually, you should probably know that, and she gives the most detailed sort of magic technical explanation she possibly can. Like, please just I could do it, but I'm not going to make you guys endure this. Please just insert magic technical babble as she just explains, like, the ethereal resonance capacity of, like, the fucking castle. To this guy.
Yes, it's kind of like a holodeck.
I guess that's the local
what I
term for this
said.
kind of thing.
I've
Okay.
seen Star Trek. Don't think too hard about that.
What is Star Trek?
Squadala, continue your quest. Click.
She looks at Worf and Squirtle. It's like, what's Star Trek?
I do not know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you know what? I just think
Squirtle
this guy's
knows Star
really.
Trek.
I think this guy's just really weird.
I think many things here are weird.
Takes one to know one.
Who? I did not call you. Are you just like eavesdropping? Is this an open link Pearl channel?
Click. Click.
Okay.
Let me see it. Wharf out.
Okay.
That's me hanging up. Not saying the word click out loud.
Mooney like rummages around in her backpack and like finds like like a roll of like rags or scrap or something, and is just gonna wrap the crystal in all that, pat it real good, and be like, "Stop eavesdropping! Don't make me figure out how this thing works, because I can. Right.
I did not see any eaves dropped.
She stuffs it like in the bottom of her backpack and is like, "Alright, okay."
Okay, so yeah, that is where you guys are. You are inside this decrepit hallway.
Great.
You have not seen anyone else. I guess the last thing that happened before we paused was a Worf called out for Dracula.
Yeah.
There was no response.
Well, he's not here.
I'm gonna just let them... Okay. Squirtle, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, where else?
I think we should go down the hallway.
We should look around this room a little first, like in case there's anything... I mean, I guess it's all technically magical constructs that's generated, but it still could mean that there are things that are useful to us in here. We might as well take a look.
You could always, you just did, but you could always do another deep dive. Or somebody else could.
I don't want to do it.
Look around the room.
I'm encouraging other
give
people
me-
to
give
take
me
actions.
Yeah, deep dive, just remember that is rolling with... Why did I open the new tab? Deep dive is
8.
rolling with heart.
So, is there anything useful in here? I just want to ask one question.
There's one question.
Yeah, I got an 8.
Is there anything useful
Yeah.
in here? There is a staircase.
Okay.
Again, really all you're seeing in here is just the hallway's decrepit, the walls are sort of cracked and crumbling, the curtains are torn up, you're not seeing anything around. You do see, off in the distance ahead of you, there's a staircase kind of going up.
All right. I start walking
There
up the
is,
staircase
you actually
only from
do
the bottom.
see, I'll go ahead and say, it's not quite what you asked, but you do actually see underneath the staircase, there is something sticking out, like a long object.
I grab it, pull it out.
You okay? You grab and pull out a shrieking black panther,
Ah!
which you were holding by the tail.
Calm down.
Oh, whoa! I'm no good with animals. What the heck?
It is
Squirtle,
I
talk
guess
to
if
it.
you're holding it up,
Oh!
it's like maybe not like panther size. It's like bobcat size, but it is hissing. You are currently holding it up by its tail. It is swiping around.
Put the cat down.
I put the cat down.
Dark type,
It...
fighting, brick break.
Brick break? Is that you striking with intent?
I guess it is.
Jeez.
No! We don't need cat. Why are you just attacking things? Jeez.
That's what you do
Wait,
in a dungeon,
no.
right?
You can also
Souls
strike with
balls!
subdue.
Why are you attacking things?
But you got
No,
a 12.
because hits!
I got it 6.
You got a 6.
So I was
Oh,
not
man.
successful either way.
No.
Okay, do you want to... Again, you can always re-roll if you want to spend a link, or you can take the 6.
Well, I think mid-striking, I was informed that I should not punch the animal, so I don't think I'm going to try again.
Okay. So you're just going to take the failure? Were you striking
Yeah.
with intent or striking to subdue?
I was totally striking to subdue.
Okay. On a failure
What was
for
that? That's with light. Do you have light? What do you have for
Yeah,
light?
I've got light. I got no dark. Oh, I have a +1 on light, so that's actually a 7. Does that bump up to a partial?
Yeah, you can
Wait,
choose
what?
one of those.
How many?
No,
do
you have to
in
have
light?
2. You have to have 2 in the slot. Your first one only counts as 0.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've
have
got the CDI guy also.
Oh.
So if you have 2, you do have a +1. So yeah,
So
if you
7.
rolled a 6 and you actually got a 7, okay. So yeah, you can choose one from the
I
list of
helpfully
effects.
wrote mine above. the
For
things.
under strike to subdue, on a 7 to 9, choose one. Either take something from them, force a change of location, de-escalate the
Yeah,
situation,
de-escalate.
take
Yeah.
their guard down, make an opening for escape, or gain someone's sympathy.
De-escalate.
Yeah, I think I'll de-escalate the situation. They missed the punch, but they're like, all right, I'm gonna play nice now.
Yeah. So what? So you go to break this cat's brick, but you hear Mooney telling you to stop, and I guess at the last moment you change course and you just pet its head, like really violently.
Nice, Brugly.
And the cat is the small black panther is confused. It just looks at you and then it runs off.
All right then.
It like disappears through a crack in the wall. You don't see it anymore.
Althic's beautiful, shapely pecs. I wish I had the echo because then I could speak whatever language the cat speaks, but I don't.
I have a universal translator.
Oh, that's really helpful, actually.
Does
Do you
that-
think you could? Do you
Yeah,
think that
that's
thing's
canon,
sapient?
actually. I don't know if that works
No,
here,
no.
but like,
And, I mean, he does, but does that work on animals?
Yeah. Well, see,
If
that's
they
the
speak,
thing. And even the echo, it only works on animals of a sufficient sentience, and even then, like, it's sometimes like, like it has to be smart enough, and then you're still probably gonna get, I'm hungry.
in
In
lower
my
decks, it is
experience,
shown to work
creatures
on the
aren't
dolphins in the
sapient until you
cetacean lab.
punch them.
Well, but
In
they're
lower
uplifted.
decks-
Yeah, but they're uplifted, so it means that they're sapient.
Okay, so yeah, the cat is gone. You have successfully de-escalated the situation that Worf caused by grabbing a cat by its tail.
You didn't
Well, look,
tell me
he
it was
doesn't
a
know what
tail.
that- He just saw a thing sticking out. He's just like, what
And
is
your
that?
first instinct was just to reach out and
Well,
grab
yeah. You see something, you grab it. That's what you do, right?
it. Yeah, no, that makes
I
sense.
don't know what you were expecting.
Not a panther.
Yeah. All right.
See, you would have if you'd played Castlevania. Unfortunately, all you play is Triple Triad.
Let's just go up the stairs.
Hey, Worf, do you play Triple Triad?
Okay, so the three of you continue up the staircase. You don't see anything. There's no one else around. Up in the rafters, let's say you see some bats, some like big scary bats. But when you notice them, they also just they drop down, and instead of attacking you, they also fly away.
Bats.
Yeah, you
Dracula
Whatever.
is said to be a vampire. This is not that
What?
surprising.
Okay, so wait, are vampires associated with bats where you're from?
Yes, are they not where you're from?
I mean, okay, so vampire where I'm from is kind of it's kind of a catch-all term for anything that siphons off either life energy or blood, and it can refer
vampires
to like
are fictional where we are from.
well, then okay, yeah, like so
did they never encounter a vampire?
An
at any
actual
point
literal
in
vampire?
TNG?
I don't know.
Okay.
well, there was the salt vampire.
But that's
and they
Worf
call that a
wouldn't have
salt
said
vampire.
That, and they
No, no, he
salt
wouldn't.
vampire or salt succubus. It says.
No, it's a salt vampire. But regardless, at least okay, so we like here's the thing is that vampire is like a folk etymology term for a whole bunch of different creatures which can range from normal animals to people with disease with like ether sickness diseases to undead to actual void scent. And it's not really a useful term, although given what I'm seeing here, I'm thinking it's either a very powerful void scent or like maybe an Allegan construct, but whatever.
Okay.
No, you guys don't know what that is, do you? Never mind.
So you have this conversation. As you finish up this conversation on what exactly constitutes a vampire, you reach up to the staircase, and you come up to the end of this sort of passageway that you are in, and it is blocked by rubble. It seems like at one point there was maybe a wall here or like a pillar or something, but it's collapsed. The ceiling's partly caved in, and so as far as you can see, there's no way through.
Right?
I said that
This is
really
not a
suspiciously. As far as you can see, there is no way through this pile of rubble, but do what you will.
What if I move the rubble?
Yeah, actually, I was gonna say either Worf. What are your dark links?
You.
Okay. Oh, and I actually only have one as well. So actually, my biggest ones are heart. Well, and I gotta ask the aid and other action. Sorry, it's not called that. Affect the outcome. So one of us, I think, can try to start moving stuff, and the other one can maybe do the thing to like help.
I mean, you can try. These are like big ass boulders. Like they do not look like something you would be able to lift with,
Right.
you know, even normal
You-
Klingon strength.
Do you see how big I am? We're talking
don't
about a
know,
Klingon and a Rogue Dine
And I
together.
I don't think Squirrel can learn HM4. So unfortunately,
Actually,
If we just, I should have said rock smash instead of break. This would be a very different room right now, but I'm not gonna give myself 2 fighting moves.
HM4.
Yeah, that's
is
just
strength,
suboptimal, man.
right?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah,
So
I got that in one.
actually, in this case, Mooney turns to Worf and says, "All right, Lieutenant, do you think we should give it the old try, or should we try another route?"
Squirtle actually can learn strength, by the way. I guess we could try. It really sounds like we can't. What are our other options? I guess I don't know.
Look,
Tell you
room.
what, I am going to let you. So earlier you asked.
I look the ceiling.
I look the floor.
Earlier you asked if there's anything that helpful that could help you, and I didn't really answer that because I told you that there was a cat. So
You
if
told me
want,
no.
I'll let you
No
have
is
carried that
valid.
forward. But yeah, I'll let you go ahead and carry that forward. If you want to know, there is you actually, so you're looking around. Moonbrita told you to look around the room, and you actually see sort of concealed off to the side. There is like a suit of armor off against the wall. It's sort of pushed to the side a little bit, and you can see that behind it there is actually a descending staircase. You can just see it peeking through.
Aha! I push over the suit of armor and I point at the stairs. We can go down this way.
Fantastic. Do
We
it.
just went up.
Oh, you gotta
up
get
to
up
go
to
down.
get down. We get down. I mean, we go down the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go down the stairs. It's a tight passage. You're able to fit through. A squirrel gets through fine. I guess both Worf gets through okay, and Mooney, who I guess is like 9 feet tall. Is that what you said?
No,
She just keeps getting larger every time.
She's 6 foot.
She's
She's
25 feet
6'9".
tall.
Okay.
How? Yeah, are you like a full? How tall is Worf?
I don't know, he big.
How tall is Worf? This is really important.
6'3".
6'3". So yeah, you've got almost you've pretty much got a full head on Worf.
Yeah.
So yeah, Squirrel gets through. Worf kind of has to duck a little bit, and yeah, you have a more difficult time squeezing through this gap.
She's like, gosh darn it. Frickin' things built for Lalafels.
Okay, so yeah, you come down to the end of this this stairwell, and you come out into a underground area that is, you can see it's flooded. There's water leading. It's basically a big long hallway. It looks like it sprung a leak or something, and there is water covering the floor. There are like stone pillars coming out of the water. It looks like you could cross atop them. But yeah, this looks like, just based on your sense of direction, especially you, Mooney, because you've got the magical sense of direction.
We don't.
You can
this
tell
isn't going to be a problem for us
hallway.
because Squirtle can just surf over it.
Can you both fit on my shell?
What badges have what gyms have you beaten, Squirtle?
Just get the fuck out of my face. Never mind.
I mean, I'm from the feral mystery dungeon world there, so I just have to have found the TM, which I probably haven't.
Okay, and also I gotta say though, I think that Worf and Moonbrita, even though Squirtle is pretty big and chunky,
Yeah.
I think yeah.
Alright, fine.
Oh yeah, so you're in this passageway. It's flooded, but there's pillars that you can cross, it looks like, to get to the other side. What I was going to say is that you can basically tell that it leads you to the other side of where the rubble is on the floor above.
It's just water, isn't it?
It's just water. You don't know how deep it is, but it's water.
I can
Well,
I
guess you can. It's liquid. You can tell it's liquid.
You know what? I'll jump in and see how deep
Do
it
a
is.
deep dive. Maybe you'll find out.
Okay, no, I just
No,
let
not really.
Squirtle jumps in.
How far
Okay,
am I able to go down?
You jump into the water. It's definitely water. You are an expert, so you can tell. It is dark. It's pretty murky water, so you have a hard time seeing. You get the sense that you could swim pretty far down, except for the fact that you dive into the water and collide headfirst with something.
Ow.
Oh. You alright there, kid?
As this happens, there is suddenly a big splash as a humanoid fish man creature comes leaping out of the water, clutching its head. Where Squirtle just headbutted it.
Okay, hello. Are you a Sahagin?
Hey, man!
Hey, man!
That really you? I was on the toilet. What the hell?
You have dedicated, like...
You've seen SpongeBob.
I have
Don't worry
no
about
idea.
it. Don't think too much about that comment.
I do not know this,
Okay.
SpongeBob.
Like,
He
I'm sorry I
sounds
hit
like
your
a
buddy, but
mighty
I'm
warrior.
pretty sure I had the right of way when we were going down.
Look,
Yeah,
like,
but
let's not
on
even...
the toilet. There's
Okay,
no
look.
traffic laws on the toilet.
I think what my friend here means to say is that he's really sorry and he didn't see you there. We're sorry to have disturbed you. Do you live here?
Well, yeah.
Okay, what are your people called, out of curiosity?
Fishmen.
Boom Brina's like
What are
sitting here being
people
like, is that...
called? Maybe I'll knock in your bathroom door and ask you a question while you're on
Well,
the
I'm
toilet.
a
I
rogue
would not like
dine,
that.
and I'm a rogue dine, and actually, honestly, you're welcome to knock in my dad's bathroom door. He'd probably think it was really funny, actually.
Okay, thank you for the invitation.
She's like, then starts giggling, like, oh man, if you could even find my dad, that'd be fucking hilarious.
Can you tell us anything about this castle that we find ourselves in?
Oh, well, I've always lived in the castle.
All right, that doesn't help us.
Hey, cool. So you've always
No, I mean,
lived here.
well, it's sort of a live-work situation. I live here. My lodgings are here, but also it's sort of an office job. It's just easier. The commute is easier.
We seek Dracula.
You understand?
Wait, do you guys have a...
Well, we do have a union. Yeah,
That's-
we have the Henchmen's Union.
Excellent. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that you were properly unionized. Even in Charlian, we actually have a union. They tried to stop us from unionizing, but listen,
Where I come
motherfuckers.
from, there is no need for a union, as there is no scarcity.
Oh, that's cool. You guys solved the scarcity problem?
Yes.
Oh man. Oh man.
We have advanced technology that can create food.
If I tell Dr. Leveilleur, he's gonna be so fucking pissed that you guys solved it. That's awesome. At some point I'm gonna ask. I know that you're not a technician, but I want to ask you all about it. I can't get. Sorry, never mind.
I would need to speak to O'Brien.
I don't want to unpack why I can't go home right now, but let's just say that it would be really funny if you ever talked to my boss. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I know problems with bosses. You might have noticed that yeah, we're on strike right now.
Oh, you guys, really? Okay. I have to be right back, but please continue the conversation.
Perhaps we can assist with that. We seek your boss, Dracula. We seek an audience.
Well,
with him.
so things are sort of a tiered management structure here. Here on Block 1, as we call it, sort of this first area of the castle. Well, you see,
is there some sort of Konami code that we could use to maybe go up the chain faster?
So you didn't bring a controller, so sorry. Computer, up, down, left,
yes,
right,
computer.
left, right, B,
Up,
A,
down,
starts
down,
left.
right.
Nothing happens.
Wharf to Alexander. We need the 8-bit dome controller.
So yeah, the fishman says, yeah, no, recently we actually had a change in management, and I don't know, their management style. We used to work under the Phantom Bat, but recently, unfortunately, he suffered an accident, and they had to bring in a replacement. The bosses union, I think, sent him.
Bosses union.
Yeah, the bosses have a union too. It's kind of fucked up, actually. Now that you think about it.
Union.
Yeah. We go on strike, then they go on strike, and we have to give in to their demands.
It sounds like nothing gets done.
No! You see the state of this castle? But yeah, so we here on the block 1, yeah, we sort of have been having some trouble with the new management. And so we're all on strike. As I was saying, we're on strike to just in case somebody left the room and just put their headphones back on. Well, we in the Henchmen's Union, we're all on strike because there's been a change in management. And our new boss replaced the Phantom Bat, and he's just not an effective communicator.
Perhaps
you know
we
the
can
type. He's
remedy
just
that
really
situation.
he's always screeching at you. He's always just stomping around. It's just not a healthy work situation.
I have lots of
yeah.
experience as a third-party mediator.
Well, that's wonderful. Maybe you could go through and talk to him. He's not a great communicator, but I mean, we'd really love to get back to work, like jumping out and, attacking travelers and things like that. Yeah, if you'd like to go through, his passage is just right up there, his office.
I mean, yeah, if
Can
he
you
wants
tell
to
us anything
ambush
about
us,
him?
Well, he's kind of, I don't know. He's loud. I try not to get too involved in the personal lives of my work acquaintances,
You know, that's fair. Honestly, it's really healthier to keep things professional.
Don't shit where you swim.
Weren't you
But
just on the
Ignore
toilet?
ignore that. No, I wasn't really. I was.
Let's not investigate this any further.
I
Let's
don't think we need the details, sir.
Yeah, you know what?
Fine.
Thank you for your time. Let's move on.
I was taking an extended bathroom break.
We out. It's good. We don't need to know the details. Goodbye. Thank you.
Boss makes 1,000 gold. I make
Yep,
100
I get it.
gold.
We get it. Bye.
Yeah, that's why I shit on company time. I've worked.
You guys still use the gold standard?
This guy knows.
Never mind.
1,000 points. Whatever. Go that way. Go that way now.
All right, we go to the next part.
Okay,
wait,
we do.
Before you leave, here, let me give you this. And he reaches around and he's not wearing any clothes. He's a fish man.
No, I figured
he's got like a flap of skin like on his thigh. He sort of reaches in there like a pocket and rummages around. And he pulls out a flask. And he hands it to you, Worf. Says, "Here, take this. You're another working man. This might help you with negotiations. It's I mean, I wouldn't drink. Well, I guess you could. It probably wouldn't affect you. That's just it's a flask with like a cross on it. It's like that stuff's just no good. I've been hanging on to it. I found it lying around, but if it got into the water supply, it could be a real hassle for us down here in the underground flooded passage department. So I'd really, if you just took this off my hands,
Good to know.
it would be great.
I'll hold on to this.
Get it out of here. Thank you."
Okay. Well, first things first. We were leaving. Right?
Yeah, we're
okay.
moving.
Like I said, his office is just over, past all those collapsed pillars and across the water and back up that staircase over there. You'll reach his office in no time.
Hey, Worf, I don't think these people have OSHA.
No, it's more of an underground flooded.
No, I think they're in the ocean.
If you go far enough out, it connects to the ocean.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different department. No.
Okay.
What were your names again?
Oh, I'm Moonbreeda. You can just call me Moony.
Moonbreeda. What's your last name?
Wilsonwin.
What?
How would you?
Actually, we don't have
Moonbreeder
OSHA either. I just
Wolfson
looked this up. There's no
How
OSHA
would
in
you?
Starfleet.
How would you spell that?
Okay, give the player a fucking minute here. That's spelled Wilfsunnyn, and it means, technically it means daughter of the wolf.
Okay, Moonbreeder Wolf Sunwin, Moonbreeder Wolf Sunwin, Moonbreeder Wolf Sunwin. Okay, I just like to keep people's names in my head.
Are you trying to summon me?
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Okay,
I'm just kidding. That's not real.
I'm sorry, but now that this guy, here's the thing, is that I'm a memory, and now I'm gonna forge a link with this guy because I'm pretty sure that he now is gonna remember me. I am not entirely sure what kind, though, so I would like to poll the audience for which I should roll on first.
Well, let me see. Well, what do you think? Do you feel warmly toward this fishman? Do you feel negatively toward him? Do you think perhaps that you could learn something from the fishman? Do you recognize something about yourself in the fishman?
She doesn't recognize something about herself, but to her, she's just gone, this is a Sahagin. And not only that, but especially as a rogue dying, even though she grew up in... Okay, God, never mind, I don't want to get into fucking weeds. Hey guys, I know the lore, it's bad. It's bad. She knows about fishmen. She's talked with fishmen before. Fishmen are like a known... much like turtle men, they're like a known quantity. So she's like, oh yeah, fishmen.
I know
this
fishmen.
Is just like home.
Fishmen are friends of mine. You say.
Yeah.
Well,
not necessarily friends. There's a historically complicated relationship between my people and the fish people, but they're a known quantity, and anyone who's not a fucking asshole knows how to talk to them.
Let's get
You're thinking light?
So you're
Let's
you want to
go
roll for a heart link with.
I'm gonna say actually no. Onslaught said light, and I think I'm gonna go for light.
Symbolic of friendship and love your character possesses, how empathetic they are, and how willing they are to make new friends.
And with Moonbreeda, it's like she's one of those people who, like, in the context of her society, the fishmen are pretty marginalized, but she's from the weird, progressive wizard island, and so she's like, no, we should fucking talk to the fishmen. We've been colonizing the fishmen's shit.
Yeah.
So for her, I'm gonna say light.
Right.
That is a 0. I got exactly 7.
Okay.
However, I rolled a 1, and I'm gonna re-roll that 1 because I don't want to start. This is too early in the game for me to lose shit. So that's actually an 8.
Yeah, this is the first time that you're, it just says when you're rolling for the first time in a situation. This is a new situation, let's say. So yeah, go ahead and re-roll that one.
Yeah, this is a new situation.
I
got an 8
total now.
Okay, so you then, yeah. So yeah, either you can just take the link, or you can complicate it, make it something different, and say something true about your relationship. But I'm assuming you just want to take the link.
Take it. And what does this fishman have a name?
Oh, my name's Bill Gilman.
Bill Gilman. Nice to meet you, Bill.
Oh, it's wonderful to meet you too. Do either of do War for Squirtle want to make a link with Bill?
No, I'm good.
Bill the Fishman.
Yeah, we butted heads literally, so.
Yeah, that's true. Do you although I don't know, do you again, because remember you guys have your link moves too.
Right.
That
Yeah,
could
but
just go
mine
off
don't really
automatically. You
apply
didn't even have to roll
too
about
well.
them. Yeah, he's not far from home. For you, Squirtle, as is displaced, you can again make a heart link when someone reminds you of a person you used to know, or if they make you feel at home, you can make a light link with them. Do you feel like Bill Gilman did either of those for you?
I feel like he really didn't. He didn't make you feel at home. He made you feel unwelcome.
Like I was like, yes, water. It's my thing. I can do this, and then no. So.
Right, you were so confident. You immediately fucked it up. I mean, yeah, neither of you has to make a link if you just want to forget about Bill Gilman.
No, I want to forget about Bill Gilman. He gave me the holy water, and I want to be like, I don't know where I got this.
Yeah, I definitely got 2 things about it, which is that again, for Moonbreeda, being a memory if people are going to remember her, and I think at this point he's probably going to remember her. That's a thing. The second thing, though, is that she's also, like, I'm not going to get into the weeds, but the TLDR is that her people and the fish people of her setting have, like, there's a lot going on there, so for her it's like, yeah, fish people rights, fuck yes. So, makes sense for me, not necessarily for anyone else.
Alright, so you have Bill Gilman, you have successfully made a link with him, Mooney.
Sweet.
So yeah, he directs you, again, just right over that way is how you get to his office if you want to have a chat with the boss. Again, gestures across the chasm of water.
So we gotta figure out a way over here.
Which again, you know, there's platforms. It's a platformer. You can jump on the platforms.
Okay.
Also, she straight up just looks
Don't
at...
worry about any other fishmen jumping out and attacking. Again, we're on strike. We're not.
Well, I gotta ask. Now. Can you let your buddies know that we? I just want to swim. Like, you guys can both swim, right? Worf, you can swim.
I don't like it. I would rather jump.
I love it.
Well, and yeah, my people... Look, I love swimming. It's a fight I have with my fiancé a lot about
You can go do
swimming,
that.
but...
I'm gonna jump over the platforms.
Okay, that's cool. Anyway, if you could just tell your buddies, Bill, that, like, we're gonna swim in the general direction of your boss's office, just tell them so that we don't, like, bonk into each other. We'll stay on the surface, mostly.
Oh, sure thing. I'll do that.
And yeah, literally, Mooney's people...
He walks over, he, like, dunks his face under the water, and just, like, blows bubbles, like... It's like, okay, pass the word along.
Thanks, bud. Yeah, and literally Moonbreed's people are called the Sea Wolves, so it's like, yeah.
Oh, I see wolves every day. I live in a haunted castle. Ha ha ha, good one. Okay, bye.
Bye! That was pretty good. I'll have to tell my fiancé he loves puns. Well, anyway, never mind that. It's fine.
Okay, so you are attempting to cross this chasm. I guess Squirtle and Mooney, yeah, if you just want you to swim across. Oh, Worf, though. So you went across the platforms.
Yeah. I don't like swimming. Have you ever seen a Star Trek uniform? If this thing gets wet, it's gonna fucking suck.
I also don't know. Can Klingons swim?
Well, it says Worf can swim, but he doesn't like to do it. I looked this up.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, yeah, so Mooney and Squirtle, you swim across just fine. It's like...
Oh, yeah.
It's like 30 feet. It's not super far.
Come on, that's like less than a pool's length. That's cool.
Yeah. It's like you're basically in like a rec center.
Yeah, I figure for Squirtle, this is like, yeah, whatever, bitches. And for Mooney, this is a nice, like, it's a little hard to swim in chainmail, but I'm tough.
Okay, so Worf. So you come across, there are these 5 platforms, let's say. You have to get across them. I'm going to say go ahead and roll, unless you can think of something else you'd want to do. If you just want to try to cross them, give me a push through stress.
There is 3. 4 if I use mastery.
All right, so you can re-roll if you want to spend a link, or do you just want to take the miss?
Nope.
All right, so
I'll fall into the water.
So Worf, you see Mooney and Squirrel go across. They're like gesturing to you from the other side, like, "Come on, you can do it!" And yeah, so Worf, you adjust yourself, you step back, you take a running leap, and the first platform that you land on, just like, it's wet, you eat shit. You just slip across it. You land on your ass. You fall in the water. Take 1 harm.
No, hold up. I'm gonna affect the outcome.
Okay, yeah, do it.
So Moonbrita is like seeing him, and she sees him be like, "Oh shit!" And she's like, "No, hold up! Just check your balance there, man."
You can tell that his footing is off.
Yeah, she's like, "No, check your balance. Okay, that's.
Are you rolling with light or with dark?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'm gonna say light just because, but it... Oh no, never mind, I forgot, I just made a link, I'm rolling with light. That means I
Okay.
get a +1 because I just
That's
made
right. It was. I thought I was thinking you made a heart link, but it was light. So
No, I made a light link, and that actually means that I did get a 7.
Okay. So on a 7 to 9, you either allow them a reroll or you slow them down for the moment. Then you can take harm or spend a link to get the full effect.
I'm not gonna take Carver spend a link.
I can get
Would
8.
slowing?
I got 8 on my reroll.
Oh, you
got
just
an
took the
8?
wheel.
Okay,
That's fine.
yeah, if you just want to reroll, yeah, that makes the most sense. So yeah,
Go for it.
on an 8, you make it through alive, which is good. Do you want to take harm or spend a link for the partial success?
I will take harm.
Okay. So you would have eaten shit and fallen into the water, but because Mooney warned you, you actually do manage to catch yourself. And you make it all the way across the pit. And it's the last jump as you come across the other side that you do still eat shit because it's slippery as fuck. And you land on your ass on the other end. But you do not fall in the water.
I am not wet. That is all that I care
I
about.
meant to do that.
I am not wet. Alright, let's go upstairs. Jeez. By
Had
Kalis.
it. All right, so you you go through. Yeah, there is another stairway leading up. This one's a regular sized one. Looks like it leads back upstairs. So do you go up the stairs?
Yes.
Okay. So the three of you
That's what this
go up
motion
the
means.
staircase.
It's-
Sorry, I was not looking at the Discord chat. I was looking at my notes. So you walk up the stairs. The screen swipes, comes back. You're in a new section of the level. And you're back in the upstairs area. You have made it to the other side of the rubble. And so you can see, as you come out of the staircase, that you are in a large chamber that looks a lot like the area you were in before you went underground. There is not a visible exit or anything else that you see. But yeah, you can go forward if you choose. What's up?
No, this is actually just Moody turning to Worf and saying, "Okay, so listen, you said you're a part of a post-scarcity society. That sounds so interesting. And you said something about you're part of something called Starfleet. Do you want to Can you unpack that for me? That sounds."
No.
He looks so disappointed. She's just like, "Okay."
Okay, so the three of you, let's say you're walking forward while you're having this conversation about Starfleet. You're moving into the chamber.
We're not
Yeah.
having the conversation. I think that's distinctly what we established.
Still, Mooney is trying to engage you in conversation. So as you come through,
I just fell on my fucking face and got fucked up. I don't want to talk about the hierarchy of Starfleet right now.
That means that you do not notice as you come into this large sort of chamber area. Perhaps if you've been paying attention, you would have, but instead you do not notice as suddenly a giant furry form falls from the ceiling and crashes into the middle of you, and knocks all of you off your feet. And I am just going to really quickly here drop into the chat a picture of what you see in the middle of the room. Come on. There we go.
Motherfucker! Oh, I hate that boss!
So
Fuck that
there
boss!
is- yeah, it's sort of kind of gets you get out to your feet. The thing flaps its wings, and you see in front of you sort of a giant, round-bodied, white-furred bat. It has long horns. It has sort of fleshy purple wings. It has no eyes that you can see, but it has a big, wide mouth full of sharp fangs. These big, muscular-looking legs with claws on the end. And yeah, it is it flaps its wings and is sort of like hovering in front of you, and it screeches this just like ear-splitting screech. As you are come face to face with the Bat Squatch, which Moonbrita, it sounds like you are familiar with.
Okay, so actually, she personally wouldn't be because the Bat Squatch is from another dimension, but let's not get into the weeds here. So, the player, the Bat Squatch is indeed something from Final Fantasy XIV, and it is a boss I am intimately familiar with. However, Moonbrita would have no idea about this thing. However, the flip side of that is that Moonbrita, being a Final Fantasy XIV tank, looks at this motherfucker and goes, "I'm having a chat," which is to say that, no, I'm turning on tank stance, pay attention to me, asshole. Which is literally, that's literally...
I can use threats and intimidation to give someone else lift on Have a Chat.
Sweet. And I gotta say, so the way that the meme for this, and I can't find it, but the meme for this was, hey, are you looking at me? Do you hate me? Do you hate me? Don't look at the other motherfuckers that came in here with me. Look at me. Look at me. Are you mad? Do you hate me? Are you mad?
Okay, so roll for that. Roll
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah, so whatever you get, make it one step up. Like if you got partial, then make it.
Oh, because you're
Wait,
helping.
and you said an extra step up, so that's 9.
All right,
No,
sweet.
I mean
So
you have full success.
Oh!
Oh, you get lift.
Yeah.
Hey, shithead!
Okay, so on a success, you succeed at one thing from this list with no problem. So you can convince them of something, gain information from them, secure an alliance, make an appropriate link with them, confuse or distract them, or they're intimidated.
Okay. Party, what would you like me to do?
I mean, let's just can we talk to this thing?
It screeches. It's super loud. It hurts your ears.
Yeah. Sounds
Don't
like we're
take
supposed
a harm, but
I mean, I'd
Usually
like
you
to
can't talk to something
negotiate
like this
maybe
until you
the
kill it.
union. Fucking
We came here to
situation.
negotiate with the union, but I'm not sure if that's possible.
Or
The
at least
it
talk
says...
to this guy's boss. Let's.
Okay. So like, we can convince them of something, we can secure an alliance, we can confuse them, or we can intimidate them. Or we can get information.
I'm going to tell you up front, the Bat Squatch is not necessarily sapient.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, shall we go for
you can
intimidation
do what you want, but
or confusion?
when Bill Gilman was talking about how he is not a great communicator, this
Okay.
is sort of what he was getting at.
Hey, shithead! You fucked with the wrong bastards! And I'm gonna go for intimidate.
All right, so yeah, the Bat Squatch screeches at you. You get up, you screech back with your axe wielded. Yeah, you make yourself big, and yeah, the Bat
I'm doing the same
Squatch
thing.
is intimidated. It sort of falls back a little bit. You guys have it had got the drop on you, but you no longer are. I mean, basically, it no longer does. You are
Fair fight
able
with
to
honor.
move first, let's guess.
I'm gonna now pick my second skill for the moment, which is that any news is good news, and it's that if somebody curses my name or is otherwise like, fuck you, asshole, right back to me, I get a dark link with them instead.
Sure, yeah, that's what the Bat Squatch did.
Yeah, because, bitch, yeah, you know what it is? It's like, you're the worst pirate I've ever seen, I've ever heard of. But you have heard of me.
You're the worst Bat Squatch I've ever heard of. Alright, so yeah, you take a dark link with the Bat Squatch, I guess.
And, yeah, because that means I can spend it.
Yep. So yeah, what do you guys want to do? The Bat Squatch had you back, but you successfully intimidated it.
I'm ready.
And now
to,
you all
to
have time to get
slice
back on
this
your
fucking
feet.
thing in half.
Slice and dice!
And ice beam.
So what I want to do, I want to strike with intent, but I'm gonna use
Alright.
dance with who brought me, which says when I use
Alright.
my weapon, like only you can roll with mastery, so I get to use mastery instead of dark.
Sweet. So do that.
Wow, that's snake eyes.
Okay. So
So on a miss, pick and it goes wrong. I think I've noticed a typo in the.
Yo, no, it's this sheet is really full of bad typos.
Yeah, well, it's like I said, this is a work in progress version. This is like the early. There's still typos and stuff. Don't judge too harshly.
So I'm just gonna say on a miss, pick one, and it goes terribly wrong. So what do I want to do?
Yeah, do that.
It says I can accomplish something impossible with panache. How would you like that to go horribly wrong?
Well, what is the impossible thing that you were trying? I guess were you just trying to like cleave it in twain?
Yeah. I just want to like kill it all at once.
All right. 7 to 9. So yeah. And I missed pick and it goes terribly wrong. I'm just going down to find your sheet and see what it actually said. So yeah, you leap toward the bat squatch. You attempt to cleave it in twain with your bat left, but it's flapping its wings to stay in place. You time your jump wrong, and it just sort of smacks you completely out of the air, and you lose your bat left. It gets knocked from your hands. So you are knocked prone again. Basically, you get knocked into a wall, take 1 harm, and you've also dropped your bat left.
Gotcha.
What's your harm clock looking like right now?
If I take another one, that'll put me at 3 out of 4.
Did you not take? You're not at 3 already because you took a splinter, you slipped and fell.
Yeah, that's 2.
And then
He took 2. He was at 2.
Yeah. So this puts me at 3.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. So yeah, you have 3, and you have dropped your bat left.
Gotcha.
Anybody else want to do something?
Hell yeah!
I don't think I should do
I
anything
already
else.
went. Did I not already go?
Can I strike to subdue?
Again, it's PBTA. There's not strict terms.
I mean, just like Space Cowboy.
Okay, wait. I'm just gonna say. Okay, Squirtle. It's a Zubat. It's a Golbat. Wait, do I know what that is? Whatever. That's what that is.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Ice beam. And I just dropped a die.
Are you doing
classic jam?
Are you casting magic?
I was thinking it was strike to subdue.
Okay.
Because like I want to freeze him.
Yeah. Okay.
I rolled a 10.
Let me see. You can well, strike to subdue. Your options are to take something from them, force a change of location, de-escalate, take their guard down, make an opening, or gain someone's sympathy. If you're trying to freeze them, I guess you could take their guard down, or I mean, you can do whatever you want.
Take their guard
make
down.
An opening for escape because they're frozen, so we can run past while they're trying to break out.
Okay. Oh, I was gonna say take their guard down, and I can Hulk smash, or try to.
Well, what did you roll?
10.
A 10? Okay, so you get to choose 2.
Okay, so both of those.
You take their guard down and make an opening for escape?
Yeah.
Okay, so you blast the bat squatch with your ice beam. You have taken its guard down, by which I mean you have taken the bat squatch itself down because you have frozen its wings. It falls backward into the back of the room and crashes through the wall. Like I said, when you came in, there was not a visible exit, but you sort of knock it off its balance. It falls backward and lands in the wall, kind of knocks a big hole in it, and you have opened up an avenue through escape.
We love an avenue.
The Sasquatch is currently prone with its wings frozen. It's still blocking the exit, though, but you have opened up a hole in the wall. That through it, you can see there was another chamber on the other side.
So Moonbrita, she says, "Spell cleave! We're gonna fell cleave this motherfucker! I'm striking with intent.
All right, do that dark roll.
That's
I'm
bad.
re-rolling. That's much better.
So what I'm going to say is for your move where you can re-roll, whatever it's called again.
Yeah, but
it's basically every time that you are doing it for the first time for one of your moves, I'll say you can go ahead and use it for the first time you're doing that. So this is the first time you're doing it for strike with intent, so go ahead and use it for that. And then
We're also
I
looking
might-
at a whole different
okay.
room compared to the.
Okay, I missed half
Sorry.
of that because my partner may be having a medical emergency.
Oh,
Either that or someone my partner knows is, because they just messaged me to ask about retinal detachments.
oh boy.
So I rolled a 3. I rolled a 3 and a 1. I rolled a 3 and a 1, and I was
Just
gonna
do the
re-roll the
reroll.
1 because
Yeah.
I think that this is still a different scene than I had with Bill.
We are almost done.
Okay, I'm gonna call that now that's gonna be a total of 8 since I have now a 2 in dark.
Sweet. So yeah, choose
So-
one from the list.
From the least.
Defend yourself from harm, deal great harm plus 1 harm, take control of the situation, harm an entire group, move before they can react, or make a point with no room for argument.
No, that's 2 harm. This is just I just fell clean this motherfucker. I'm just like, big axe, let's fucking go!
So you're doing deal great harm?
Yes.
Alright, so yeah, you fell cleave that fucking bat. It's trying to get up. You can see it's trying to crawl through the hole it just made in the wall. But yeah, you come through with your axe and you accomplish what Worf was trying to do in the first place. And you
Great.
cleave this bat squatch in twain. And it I think it does, you do like the Zanketsuken thing. You just all of a sudden you are on the other side of the bat and it freezes for a moment and the bat splits. And it explodes into Final Fantasy energy.
And actually, everybody hears da 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 da. She
Yep.
does a little twirl.
This
And
is why
so
she's
yeah, the
my
bat.
dark link.
Yeah, you're like rival, and she's like, Dad.
The bat disappears. And also you notice, Moonbrita, when you're done doing your Final Fantasy victory pose,
Yeah.
that it has dropped something.
Oh hey, loot! I go and I pick it up.
You find it is a small pointed green earring. Which, if you want to look at that with your
Yeah, she
aethiometer-
flips. They're big shit. They're like these are like binoculars. So like she like flips them up and is like,
let's go ahead and say that you recognize this as Revel Keeper's Earring of Fending, which gives you plus 72 strength, plus
Fuck
78
you!
vitality,
I can't
plus
believe you
71
looked up
critical
loot
hit,
drops for this
and
bitch.
plus 50 skill speed. And also is wearable
Oh my God.
by the Marauder class.
I'm
which
telling
is
my
what
fucking
Moonbrita
guild.
is. So yeah, you have this. What I'm going to say in these terms is that this will allow you, we'll say once per like session, it will allow you a lift on a strike with intent, which is an automatic success. Yeah. So yeah, that's what happens. So yeah, you
Right.
Moonbrita successfully vanquished the Bat Squatch, and you have now found yourself in Block 2 of Castlevania.
Cool.
Now we can save at the Kangastan statue.
Yeah. And then yeah,
No, it's the
the
big
map
floating
comes up.
D20. It's
Yeah, you see a map comes up of the castle, and you see a little like empty square where you just were, and goes as you move up to the next room in the castle. And I think that's where it ends.